Greetings from the Erie Coast. This is Mad Shat. So, it's getting close to my bedtime here, and I figured that I'd make this video real quick. You guys probably see me in the chats and everything. I was in is it TJ Preps? Yeah, TJ Preps Live, and there is a major concern that we have, that we've always had. You guys know my background. It's security and obviously Marine and prison guard and just growing up in very bad non-permissible environments and actually going to a lot of these non-permissible environments and partying. Lots of fun. But yeah, that's going to be an issue. Definitely crime, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. I think I've talked about it before in some of my videos, but we all know that, and we're getting reports that there's a lot of looting going on, and that's that criminal element. That's that strength in numbers and the advantageous, take advantage kind of thing going on. People get desperate, and the more that they do it, the more it's gone unchecked, is the more it's going to happen. So, but not to worry. Not to worry, as long as you follow a few guidelines, if you walk the warrior path, so to speak. And it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't. You could be a 7 foot tall, 500-pound, bulletproof monster of a man, or you could be a 4 foot by 4 foot woman that has a bad knee. As long as you follow the basic fundamentals and practices, then you should be fine. And if it does happen, it's going to happen fast, and it's going to be violent, and it's going to be quick. It's going to be snatch and grab, and they're going to be gone. If that's, say, for instance, it's a snatch and grab robbery. They're grabbing your groceries. That's a good one. Let's talk about OPSET at the grocery store. I would rather suggest that you park somewhere really close to the door. Do not go alone. If you do go alone, I would suggest that you go during a part of the day, probably early in the morning. Probably be your best bet. And another thing is location. If you do live in the big city, go outside the city and shop. Go to a safer neighborhood. I live here in Cleveland. I don't shop in Cleveland. Nobody shops in Cleveland. The only people that shop in Cleveland are there's some shopping in Cleveland. But anyway, I don't want to throw the Clevelanders under the bus, because they're pretty hardy here. So, there's really not a lot of that going on. There's not a lot of that looting and snatching and grabbing around here, because, for the most part, it's an open carry state. So, yeah, I mean, I can't open axe carry, but I can conceal knife carry, but I can open carry gun. So, and that's everyone. So, people are a little bit more standoffish about grabbing grandma's groceries bags. But, hey, in places like New York and stuff like that, yeah, that shit's going to happen. But you can go somewhere else and shop. Somewhere else that that is not, going to be having those problems. Doesn't mean that it won't happen there, though. So just keep in mind that keep yourself head on a swivel. Park close so you can get in, get out, and situation awareness. Not only do you want to look at everybody around you and behind you, you want to look at the people that are in the cars. You want to take note of anyone that could be milling around, talking on a cell phone as they're walking by you or walking around you. Somebody that's tying their shoe in the middle of as you're walking by, they're stopping tying their shoe. That's a common trick. Another one is if they make the approach and they ask you for a cigarette, or they ask you for a lighter, or they ask you for $1, or they ask you for anything. No. No. So what I'm going to touch on today as well is kind of a hard discipline. And it's going to be very counterintuitive, especially to you men out there, to us chivalrous men. If a woman walks up to you, a kid walks up to you, or you see a woman or you see a kid in your neighborhood that you don't know, and they need help. They got the proverbial hood up and she's bent over and looking in. Don't help. Or if a woman walks by and just drops something, don't help. I would advise you not to help. Especially if there's people around, especially if there's somebody around the corner, especially if there's somebody behind you. That's a very common thing, and it's our nature, our chivalrous nature, to go, oh my God, let me help you out. Are you okay? Here's your stuff. And the next thing you know, bam, you're on the ground. It always comes from right here. That's where it comes from. So, yeah, right there, right here. It's right behind the ear, right on that bone. There's in between that bone and the ear. Bam, good night. You're down. That's it. You're taking a dirt nap. Yeah, you're taking a concrete siesta. And you won't be up for a while. You might even be doing this as you're laying down. Yeah, that's well known. That's well known. He hit you right here. Boom. Good night. That's it. So be careful out there. Be careful. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of your, definitely profile people. Profile them. Read them. Look at them and read them. Look at each person and assign a threat level to them. Each one. And always check your six. Always check your six. I always, every third or fifth step, I kind of glance behind my back. There's ways to do it without being obvious about it. You don't want to go, oh, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Like, yeah. You women, you play with your hair. Ah, yeah. Whatever. Always check your six. Always check your six. And always look at folks. It's a very normal thing to see, to notice what people are looking at. It's like a muzzle awareness. It's, if everybody starts looking over here, you're going to look at them and go, what are they looking at? Ah, okay. That general direction. If people are looking at you, definitely take notice. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't show fear. Even though you are afraid, even though there is some fear there. You might even feel it. Spider senses tingling. Your stomach gets all knotted up. You get a little hypoxic in your breath. You can kind of feel the blood going out of your fingers. You're about to get an adrenal dump. Because you know that somebody's going to say something, do something. You feel the attack about to happen. Don't ignore that. But it's very important to plant your feet, stick out your chest, and roll your shoulders back and hold your head high. Breathe. And be aware. Let that fear heighten your senses. Let it heighten your ears, your nose, your eyes, and the other 360 stuff, your spider senses. And confront them. Look them dead in the eyes. They don't like that. Say hello. Hello. What's up? Hi. Good morning. Good afternoon. And then look away. I mean, like that right there, the hello. What did I just do? I acknowledged your presence. I judged you. And I deemed you not a threat. Because I looked away. I'm still looking at you though. I'm waiting. Because you might take that opportunity. Look away. Look back. Carry on. Keep your eyes on them. Watch them. But also watch their friends. Make note if they were talking to 2 or 3 other people. Yo. Yeah. Make note of that. And then one person approaches you. And the other 2 go around and flank. Make note of that. So in this day and age, it would behoove you greatly to arm yourself. It would behoove you greatly to carry something. Really, seriously, carry something, and for defensive purposes only. Because nothing is the first strike advantage they have, unless you take that away from them, unless your awareness is well and good and seasoned. You can do this. You can practice this. I can't turn it off anymore. I can literally walk into a room and go 35 people. 3 of them are carrying guns. Most people are carrying knives. That guy over there can really fight. That's not a woman. See what I mean? And you can do that anywhere you go. You just go outside and just start checking people, looking. Count in your head. How many people do you see? Assign a threat level to them. Most people are going to be very, very easy to read. They're just going about their daily lives. And this is not paranoia. This is not, you don't want to be paranoia. This is not something to heighten your senses and your state of awareness and not be paranoid. Because if you're paranoid, then you're going to be a target. So they're watching and reading. You should be watching and reading too. And the best thing to do is get out of the area. If you feel super threatened, whatever, get out. Find someone. Find a friend. Go to a safe place. Go back into your workplace. Call a friend and go, hey, there's 5 guys sitting out by my car. Could you come pick me up? Oh, okay. Sure thing. It's there. If they're going to have help, you should have help too. Being armed with knowledge and things of that nature will help your chances of survival greatly. And having that situation awareness where you won't get snook and knocked out. Guys, remember the knockout game? Yeah, that's been going on for a long time. Yeah. That's why we do this, right? That's why we do this. That's what you're blocking. You're blocking this. You're blocking this. The temple. The back of the ear. You don't want that area hit. You don't want that area hit. You just don't. So have that situation awareness about you. Go out. Don't walk around corner. You want to look around corner. Go wide around a corner. Pie off that corner. You want to see as much as you can around that corner before you go around that corner. Before you break that threshold. And walk with confidence and read everyone. They will kind of look at that and go, who is this? It's going to make them question. That's going to give you half a second to move on. And that's going to give them, normally they're just going to look away. So the biggest thing to worry about is the attack that comes out of nowhere. And if that happens, that's where the fight for your life begins. That's when there's no more fear. That's when it's just react and you work. You work to survive, you work to get through it. And if you've got that, that's the time to use it. Regardless of where you're at. I'll tell you the truth. You have the right to defend yourself by any means necessary when you're in fear for your life. Why did you kill the guy with an axe? He attacked me with a gun. Of course I killed him with an axe. That's all I had. Would you like me to use my coffee cup? Use harsh language? Now stop, please. Stop trying to shoot me. No, I killed him with an axe. But it just depends if you have an axe or not. I mean, why do you have an axe, sir? I'm an axe enthusiast. He wanted to ask me a question, so I asked him. I don't know, whatever. Make up some shit. But, when you're in fear for your life, you're going to do things. And I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6, right? That's how the saying goes. You want to be safe and you want to make it out alive, and you damn the consequences later. Okay? I'm not thinking about my day in court. I'm thinking, am I going to survive right here, right now? In this non-permissible environment, in this very stressful attack. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about, shit, I'm going to need a lawyer now. I wonder how much this is going to cost me. I wonder how much jail time this is going to get me. No, I'm thinking about I need to get home to my family and my friends and my dogs and my cats and my pigs and chickens and pigeons and whatever you guys got out there. I don't know, goldfish and minks and I don't know, whatever. Canaries, I don't know, whatever. You got to get back home to those guys, right? To all your loved ones. People are counting on you. So how dare this fool try to take you out of this life? Take you out of the equation. So having that wherewithal, right off the bat, making that decision, it kind of makes it easier. And yeah, I've been in those situations a lot. So, I mean, it goes down quickly. And, you just got to have that mindset of, oh, really? Usually a few choice cuss words come out of my mouth first, but, because it hurts. Things hurt. It hurts getting hit. It does. But then it pisses you off. And that's the fear and the anger, that fire in the belly that you need to survive. Because now you've got to bring more violence against them that they're bringing to you. Or you got to be able to get out of the way. Fight or flight. Or fight to flight. I might have to fight my ass out of there and run away. There's 5 or 6 guys on top of me, beating the shit out of me, tearing at my clothes and taking all my stuff. If I can grab one of them and while everybody else is freaking out, I can run away, I will live to fight another day. Because I'm not going to win against 5. Nobody is. Not even Jackie Chan would. Maybe, if he was in a room full of chairs. It always amazed me how he could just use furniture to whoop your ass. Kind of reminds me of my mom. But just some things to think about, read the area, read people, smell things. Do you smell blunt smoke? Is there is there a lot of yelling, cussing, and screaming going on? Is there a fight somewhere going on? I mean, yeah, you might not want to be in that area, or people with squealing tires, or there are gunshots. I mean, Cleveland, they're known for it. Just hear it. You'll hear some yelling, usually in a high pitched motherfucker, and boom, 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 pop, 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 pop. And it'll be 2 different kinds, and then it's gone. And you hear some tire squealing, and about 20-30 minutes later, then you'll see the red and blue lights come by. But it's over with now. Now you got a fresh bullet hole in your house. Like, fuck. So it's a very, very strong possibility that things are going to get a little crazy. So now is the time to start thinking about your security and having that security mindset, because it's a mad world out there. It really is. It always has been. But they like to say that it's only for certain types of folks that this happens to. Yeah, people, wrong place at the wrong time. That's it. And that could be your day. It could be you picked the lottery. Oh shit. Really? Now? Okay. All right then. So it begins. So, I have so many stories about that. Going from childhood into obviously Marine Corps and as a prison guard. That was interesting. And on into working security on the beach. At the nightclubs and at the bars, and all that. So, whatever. Not to mention the other stuff too. I mean, but you get the point. You get to see things once about 3 to 5 o'clock in the morning. You get to see things, and you get to really see what's going on. Like, oh shit, man. So, that's always been there. And if it's going to be, desperation leads to these kind of things, and the way things are going with our regime, they really don't have a handle on this, and they're kind of condoning it. So it would behoove you greatly to look into getting some kind of protection. And there's also other things you can do. If you can wear protection. Nowadays, body armor is advanced enough that it will save your life, and cheap enough that you can afford it. And some of it is actually pretty fucking cool and not as heavy as it used to be. Safelite Defense, AR-500, there's so many other places, Spartan Armor, there's so many of them. Don't go to Amazon. Don't do it. Don't go to Amazon and think you're going to get the don't get Dragon Scale. Yeah. Come on, you're YouTubers. You can look it up. Look up the reviews. Safelite, I must say, is pretty good. I have AR-500, but you can get stuff that you can get if you're wearing a backpack. You can put in the insert for the backpack, and it weighs nothing and it stops everything. Most of what you're going to face is pistol rounds, and the most popular is obviously 9mm, 9x19. I doubt you're going to get shot with a Makarov, but you never know. 9x18, but so, or a 45. 45 is actually a little bit better than a 9mm to get shot by if you're wearing armor, because it's got more of a punch, especially at close range. It's got more mass than the 9mm, but the 9mm it's made for accuracy and penetration, whereas the 45 is just meant for just making a big hole. Because shooting twice is stupid, right? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. 2 to the torso, 1 to the brain. Sergeant Wiggyman. I'll never forget him. Anyway, I would say take classes, take some self-defense classes, but you know what? The real thing is that shit. Most of that shit just does not work. I'm serious. It just does not work. You're not going to be able to disarm a gun. You're not going to be able to defend and disarm against a knife. If you think you can, please call me and we can have some training. I'd love to learn, and I'd love to test your theory. With some trainers, of course. Be safe. Safety is paramount. But I've done this. I've taken Shaolin and Muay Thai and Taekwondo and all kinds of stuff, Judo and Jiu-Jitsu and Aikido and all this stuff, thinking, Krav Maga. I mean, I've taken it all, and I've tried all this stuff. It doesn't work. It's good to know, though. It is good to know. And it's good little party tricks, and sometimes it does work. If you can get that critical chance, sometimes it'll work. But, if somebody has a knife, they're going to cut you. Somebody has a gun, probably going to shoot you. It's best to run away and take cover and keep running. Distance and cover is your friend. when dealing with people with weapons. Okay, that's, unless you have a weapon as well, and you have the opportunity to get some shots in there, get some rounds on a target. It's the only chance you're going to have. People get shot all the time. So, play it safe. Strengthen numbers. Have friends. Go shopping together with people. And if you're talking to somebody, I'm talking to you, right? I'm looking behind you. And I'm looking to the left and I'm looking to the right of you. And you're doing the same for me. Okay? I'm providing security for you. Like, hold up, there's a guy to your left. Oh, okay. Hold up, there's a guy to your left, step to your right. Okay. And you do the same for me. So you can have this group security, and you can be walking and looking and reading and commenting, telling each other what you see. What are your danger areas? If there's a danger, hey, let's go left. Okay. There's somebody hiding behind that car, it looks like. Up on the right. Okay, let's go left. All right. Keep watching. All right, good. Check the 6. Back guy checks the 6. So if you move in a group, then everybody in the group has a job. And, point man is point man. Person on the left and the right, their flanks. Person in the back is rear security. So, you can divvy all that up and you can talk amongst yourselves and being aware and training in that nature. That will help you out immensely, especially in this day and age, because all you have to do is do that and talk and move. That's it. You're talking and movement. You're talking and moving. And then later on, you can add pew-pews to that and cover and concealment. And half the job is done right there because you guys have been going out together and training in broad daylight. So this has been Mad Shad. Please feel free to email me if you have any questions or whatever. I can go over stuff in depth or in detail if there's something else you want me to go through. I don't know. I think I'm missing a lot here, and maybe I'll go through some more. How to get out of dangerous situations. Run, run. Remember that meme? Run. Yeah, run. I mean, that's best. So work on your cardio. Work on your fitness. And if you can't run, and work on your aim. work on your quick draw and your aim. What can I tell you? But you can also be serpentitious in your movements and how you move about life. Am I going to park in the back alley, the back of the store, and walk around the front? No, I'm going to park in the front of the store so I can go right in, beeline right into the door, get what I want, beeline right back to my car, and I'm in and out and like that. And you can have choke points in your car. What I do is I take the buggy and I put it to the front of the car, which I usually back into a place so that I can use the doors as like a block. And I'll open the front door and the back door of my car and load whatever I can. I try not to put anything in my trunk because that's just not, that's danger area. That's where they're going to be hiding. That's where they're going to come from. So I do that, and I throw it in from the front of the passenger side or driver's side, usually the driver's side, because I have access to stuff there. I can get in my vehicle, and I lock the doors as I'm doing it. That's another thing. Lock your doors of your car when you're inside of it. And when you're outside of it, even if you got all your door, even if you got one door open, lock the other doors, because people would just come right on in, oh, have a seat, and go, hey, how you doing? Come on, have a seat. Going for a ride. You know, and nobody will see them because they're hidden. So you got to take those hidden spots away. You know, and I'll take my buggy and I'll push it out. I'll punch it out and I'll open that door. So I'm already barricaded. There's barriers between me and them. And I'm just working. Throwing stuff in my car. And then, you know, I lock my car up and I take my buggy back. And as I'm taking my buggy back, I'm looking and looking and looking. I might take my buggy around just to make sure that I can, you know, if I seen somebody, you know, hanging out over there, I'll go check them out. I'm just taking my buggy back. That's all I'm doing. But I'm reading them. I'm reading them and I'm clocking them. What's he got? What's in that shirt? Is he printing? Why is this kid? Why does this white kid look like some kind of little? You know, why is he wearing a red jumpsuit? A red Adidas jumpsuit. It's 85 degrees out here. I'm walking around shorts and a flip flop. Most people are. Why is that guy walking around with a freaking hoodie on? Yeah. So take note of that shit. And now everybody can wear a mask, right? So, all right, this has been way too long. It's way past my bedtime. Well, no, it's getting close to my bedtime. I am tired though. So this has been Mad Chad. Encouraging you all to continue to train, continue to prep, and you know, think about this shit. This is the shit we need to think about right now. Is the security aspect of it, you know, because the world is getting crazy. It is a mad, mad world out there, and so we're the only ones in charge of our own fucking destiny. We're the assholes in charge of our own destiny. Only us and our friends. That's it. So if you've got a mag, I'd advise you to go to the store together. You don't have to be armed, you know, armed to the teeth. Sure, if you're all going to be armed, then you be armed. You've got your, you know, you're all going to be concealed, whatever. But, you know, go and talk and maneuver. That's what it's all about. Maneuver and communication. You know, identifying and assessing everything that you see and how you maneuver through that. So, anyway, it's been Mad Chad. You know the drill. We all know it's a mad, mad world.